Hi, this is Will Ruddick, and another installment of the Village Market Simulator series. I am giving an update to the last one we did on Mweryas, which are traditional mutual aid practices in which groups of people come together, forming some form of commitment, and take turns pulling on that commitment to host a Mwerya, which would be kind of a work party in which everyone comes and helps someone build a farm or work on their roof or educate their kids. There could be all kinds of them. So here we have a group of, let's say, 6 people here, and we're going to go through some of these statistics here, but initially each person or family has a internal commitment of 30 days worth of labor they're willing to kind of put into the community. This is just an example. We have all kinds of variations of these. And these lines are going to represent that this person is going to be doing a Mwerya, and in between each person here, there's sort of an accounting tool. This is really just remembering the promises that have been offered for accountability. So you still have credit and debt and accountability. You just don't have a tradable money type instrument. And so if I step forward here, so each one of these people have added their promise to come work into this kind of pool. So each person has a commitment. That's their little commitment pool with the host of the Mwerya. The host of the Mwerya is also going to put his commitments in here, pull their commitments out, and give them back when they come to the Mwerya. So in other words, these represent their liabilities. And if you look at the number of obligations here, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So there's 5 obligations or liabilities, 5 days worth. And as we step forward here, we say, okay, this guy has now put his obligation in here to reciprocate, and he's pulled theirs out and given them back and said, you guys are good on your liabilities with me, except for this person who didn't come. So that's hanging here. This person still has their own liability, and that'll be resolved over time. We'll kind of see that happen. So what's also possible is, as long as these risks or these pools of promises exist, there can also be trade outside of the Mwerya cycle as well, even between different members. So as this network of promises starts to get full within the system, we'll see. So now this is another kind of matrix of vouchers and promises coming in here. And again, there's commitments coming in, there's commitments going back, and a commitment to reciprocate over time. And then there can be trade across because this was already established, if you remember, in the first Mwerya. So in other words, they established a relationship. So before there's a relationship established with some kind of reciprocity in it, there is no ability to really trade with one another as you would with, like, let's say, a dollar bill. And so this continues and continues and continues, and eventually, if we just kind of let this run here, I'm going to speed it up, you can see that there's a growing multiplier effect. That would be the sort of the power of mutual aid that we're seeing there, and that's basically that the sum of the effect of these systems is not just the work put in, but it's also the houses built and other types of assets. In this case, there's a total of 15 obligations needed to run this network. That means that there's an average per person of about 3 days worth of obligations at any one time. So in other words, the amount any one person is really obligated into the network, their sort of risk, if you will, is about 3 days worth of work. And so that's a pretty nice and efficient system. Really low Gini coefficient. You can see the volume of days work increasing over time. And so this was a very, very stable system. So if we start kind of, let's pause that now and increase the number of people, we can see that I've been playing with this a little while, and there's a sweet spot around 32 or 31. So if we run that now, the same system, we can see that that's when we get to the point where the average obligation of people in the network is 15 days. That's half of what they had before, meaning some people can drop down to 0 quite easily in that system. So there's kind of a breaking point around here. This could be something similar to kind of Dunbar's number. Once you are in an obligation network with 32 other people, you're starting to put in as many obligations, as you are actually holding in terms of your total ability to be in that network. So each person said they had 30 days worth of promises, or the ability to support with 30 days worth a year, and here they're using kind of to the almost the maximum of their capacity. Once we start pushing above this, you're going to get a lot more people not able to really commit to the system anymore. And if you're familiar with chamas and community groups in Kenya, this is about the maximum number you'll see in a merry-go-round or mutual aid group. And traditionally, you would see a lot more smaller interconnected like groups of something like 8, 9, 10, which is a much kind of more stable and simpler system to run, and you could have networks and networks and networks of these. So, thanks. Hope that was interesting, and hope that this sort of push into non-monetary economic theory kind of sparks some innovation, because I think there's a lot possible as we start thinking in this way, because we have a lot of technology to help us manage such networks like this that sort of push us beyond the ability to just manage, let's say, 32 relationships. How do we manage networks of millions across cities and regions? So thanks a lot. Bye.